Greetings, good king of Saudi Arabia. It is I, Destrova, the Merlin, once again. The second story is a combination of two old stories, an old story and an older story that makes the main story make sense. After all, it is fantastic. I did tell you that. Take some time and revisit an old story I'm sure you know. The whole world has surely heard of this in reference. It is the story of the Waco Siege, April 19th, 1993, in Waco, Texas. I was there with my bro Thor. I was Loki, the Soviet conscript who was going through a deprogramming under the guidance of Widow Commander and the Golden Cobra, also referred to as the Cobra Commander. And they were doing what G.I. Joe and Cobra usually were doing back in those days. Fighting for what's right. Building a team to do what needed to be done. And on that night, they called forth something ancient to aid them in their fight against total tyranny upon the realm known as Earth. For the Golden Cobra was Scottish Frankenstein. And he carried with him an ancient stone from Mars. And this ancient stone was said to be activated in times of great peril. When a great instrument was to be needed to protect the world, and everyone was in total despair. A true crisis that would lead to inevitable ruin. The most gravest of things is what I mean. And in this chaos, and the firing from the government upon its own people to cover up their crimes, the stone was held up and sprung forth a blue light and two red lights. The blue light went to my bro Thor, and the two red lights went into my eyes. What this was a pure spirit moving towards the purest of heart and the strongest among them. And the two other lights, the Master and the Apprentice, the Merlin and the Storm God, or so they say. And I was an open vessel for the damage that had been done to my mind by sonic weapons or space weapons given to the children stealers by the United States government. And so, me being a worthy open vessel, not an empty vessel, like attracted like. And I now have those wisdoms that tell me of a history of this world that nobody can comprehend, because they must refute it in order to be correct. The reason that this is important is to understand why the second part of this story even occurred at all. And now, still looking back into the past, it was around the year 2010. I remember it vaguely, kind of like this. And so, telling the story, looking down from above the events of my own life, I now put on to parade. So, it was a perilous time, and one night I received notice from a girl I once knew, and there was word of a child, and so I came to see what this was about. It was near a McDonald's parking lot in Glastonbury, Connecticut, and I was struck down in an ambush, and my beautiful wife was taken from me. And as I was struck down, helpless, falling from the world, sideways through space, someone appeared out of nowhere, like magic, from beyond this world, from beyond comprehension. And appear just like this. Cobra, there is a matter of contention regarding why I don the hood. It is a matter of transformation, or should I say, representing transmutation. Cobra! And so you see, It was the Illuminati! The real Illuminati! It was the ancient order of kings. And they had come to aid a champion. Nobody, son of no one. The one called G.I. Joe. For it was I that the Illuminati came to see. And so, coming to aid me, they claimed that somebody who was special was coming to help, because this was not their specialty of injury, as my wound upon my crown was not an open wound. And so the Illuminati disappeared like magic, just like this. And then the Illuminati appeared again, for it was a different Illuminati. And this Illuminati, just as G.I. Joe was struck down, was also struck down. And his ancient power ripped from his grasp. His serpent garb stolen and worn by a thief. Naked and helpless, he lay in excruciating pain, as I, still falling, for so long, sideways through space, circling nearby in the concrete and the bushes. Some great heroes arose to aid the champion. And they also chose to aid the Muslim who had been struck down. For it was a follower of G.I. Joe. And this follower of G.I. Joe and their small band of heroes, much like G.I. Joe, with their ultimate enemy, lying helpless in a faraway land with no aid, had the chance to strike down their ultimate enemy that they had been warned about for so long, and that their enemy had warned about them for so long, and fear overtook this Illuminati's heart. But then, something incredible happened. It was the most incredible thing that had ever happened in the world. Instead of striking their enemy down, this person aided the Muslim. And helped them find their way home. It was a very important moment in history, and no one has known it until now. And the reason is because when no one else can succeed, and the need is so great, G.I. Joe will know for you, and G.I. Joe will do what is right. The lesson here is this: when you need to know, and knowing is half the battle, G.I. Joe is there to find you a way so that no more battles need to be fought. That lesson, and also this, that the reason that I exist is to show a way forward when, for all this time, a way has seemed impossible to be, and to show the world that anything is possible.
Useless. All useless. I was a man. Yes. Oh, yes. I was a man. I was a man. Yes.
Stop saying that, you hear you making me crazy.